I'm gonna tell the story in the first person, but it did not happen to me, for once. One night, I happened to wake up from a nightmare. When I turned around, I see that my fiance is laying there. She's laying there so peacefully that I don't want to wake her. She's so sound asleep that even her ears are twitching. As I lay back on my back, I'm laying there staring up at the ceiling, trying to fall asleep, when to my horror, the bedroom door opens and I see my fiance walk in. I was so terrified that she could see my face just how scared I was. Then I frantically started looking next to me for her because I had just seen her lay next to me. My fiance then asked me what was wrong and I explained to her. She then said that that was impossible because she had been in the bathroom for the past 30 minutes and she had just walked in. I kept insisting that I had just seen her and she assured me that there was no way. I decided to kind of let it go and we laid back down to bed and went to sleep. As we're drifting back to sleep, I feel the bed move. It's almost like when something stands on the corner of the mattress. The hairs on the back of my neck are standing up. I know I'm not imagining it because I can literally feel my body moving towards where the weight is going down. Too terrified to even look, I decided to just kind of close my eyes and hope that it goes away. Then I feel when the bed goes back up again, like whatever was standing on it left, and then I hear shuffling going across the room. The next morning, my fiance brings up what happened the night before, and I once again tell her, like, I saw you lay next to me, same freckles, same hair, it was you. She then confessed that some nights when I'm at work, she'll be laying in bed and she'll look over and she'll think that she can see me laying next to her as well. So yeah, that's a mimic.
Do something with it.
It's just money coming to me easily. Money coming in and needing me. Money coming in repeatedly. Money coming, it's just money coming. It's just money coming to me frequently. Money coming in to be with me. Money coming in secretly. Money coming, it's just money coming. It's just money coming to me easily. Money coming in and all day. Money coming in repeatedly. Money coming, it's just money coming. It's just money coming to me frequently. Money coming in to be with me. Money coming in secretly.
I've been trying to stitch this video for like 2 days. Okay, so for whatever reason, I can't stitch the ghost trend video. All my audio goes out. But I need to tell y'all this ghost story. When I was 23, I lived in Dover, Delaware on an Air Force base. And we lived in military housing. And this house was old. They were all old. Ours was really old because they had like renovated and they had a whole other section on the other side of the base of the brand new ones. But we had the old ones with the old creaky wooden floors, like just very old, drafty ass old house. But I love that little house. And I can't say that it wasn't ever creepy. And don't talk about my nails, y'all. I'm in the middle of changing them out, okay? But I can't say that it wasn't always creepy because it was. But it was like subtle, like you could hear like little things moving around, like kind of stuff you could explain. The only thing we really couldn't explain is sometimes we saw a shadow guy, but we were like, you know, he over there, he ain't bothering us, so we just gonna act like we don't see that man, okay? But this particular night, I was at home alone. My husband used to work overnight for damn near our whole marriage. And it was late, it was like 8 o'clock, and he wasn't gonna be back till the morning. He was already gone. So luckily for me, my baby, who was probably about 6 months old, was the best sleeper ever. That man would sleep like from 8 to 8 every night. So this was in the Stone Ages, so I still had cable. So I'm scrolling trying to find something to watch, and I come upon a Criminal Minds marathon. I'm like, bet. I get my blanket out. I'll go in the kitchen. I start making me some peanut butter crackers because we were also very poor, and that's all I had to eat. So I make my peanut butter crackers and I get the knife, and you know the universal sign for I'm not done yet with this knife. I just lay it on the edge of the sink, and then I go in the living room and I get settled in for my Criminal Minds marathon. Everything in the house is quiet. Baby's been asleep. The monitor is next to me. The only thing on in the house is the television and the little light in the kitchen. And I think the light in the hallway upstairs, but you can't see that light from downstairs. So everything is off almost. So I watched 2 episodes, and all of a sudden I start hearing like on the wall behind me. Now, these houses were like townhouses, so we shared one wall. So I'm thinking, you know, I think it was a weekend night actually. So it's probably a party. If you've been in the military, you know we was partying, okay? So a lot of parties. I'm thinking maybe they're just having a party or something is going on over there. So, but then it just keeps growing in intensity, and it's like right behind my head, and it's just, even like reconcile what that kind of noise would be. And then it changes from that to like, and I was like, oh, okay. So now I'm like, if y'all wake my baby up, we're gonna have some problems. So I grab the baby monitor, go next door, knock on the door, and I'm like, yo, y'all are just making, like I hear a lot of noise in my house. If you could just keep it down, my baby's sleeping, blah, blah, blah. And she was looking at me like I was crazy because she was like, I'm not doing anything. She was like, I'm here by myself. And I was like, oh. She was like, that's really weird. I was like, yeah, that's really weird. She was like, well, I'm sorry. She was like, it's not me. I'm not doing anything. I'm home alone, whatever. She was like, I hope you find out what it is. And I was like, damn, okay, that is fucking weird. So I just go home and I'm like, I don't know. So I skip back over to the house. And when I get back in the house, I notice that the bathroom light is on. Now, if I'm sitting on the couch, like I'm facing this way, the TV's over there, the bathroom is kind of like, I could see it out of my peripheral vision. So I see the light is on and I haven't been to the bathroom all this time. So I'm like, you know, you just tell yourself you must have just not turned the light off or whatever. So I go in the bathroom, I'm like, might as well use the bathroom, turn the light back out, go back in the kitchen, make more peanut butter crackers, come back to the couch, sit down, resume the evening. No sooner than 2 seconds I sat down, I hear doom, 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 doom on the wall. Right as I hear that, the peanut butter knife falls to the ground. About 12 seconds after that, the back door flies open. And I'm sitting there, I'm still sitting on the couch because all this is just happening in rapid succession. And I'm just sitting there like, what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? And this was like 2010, I want to say. So I don't think texting was really high up on the priority. I don't remember. I feel like I still might have had a flip phone or a kick phone. I'm old. I don't know, but I wasn't texting nobody. I wasn't calling anyone. I wasn't texting anyone. I was just sitting there like, what the fuck? So my brain decides to believe that it's the wind. Because it wasn't the first time that the back door flew open because of the wind. Like I said, this house is old, very drafty. So I get up, pick up the knife, put it back in the sink, close the door. I come back, the bathroom light is on. I said, okay, I know I'm playing. I know I'm tripping. Go in there. I turn the motherfucking light out. I come back. I sit down. I hear the bathroom light click back on. The switch is going up every time. And the light's back on. So now I'm fucking terrified. I can't talk myself out of this. So right after I hear the click, my baby starts screaming. And like I said, he's a little bitty baby. And this wasn't like a I woke up and I'm scared kind of cry. That man was screaming like he was in trouble. I took them steps 2 at a time. I'm running up these stairs. Y'all, I get in my baby's room. There are lights dancing all over his ceiling. Bright white lights all over his ceiling, just blinking. So by the time I get to his room, he's not even crying anymore. He's kind of sitting up and he's looking and he's clapping. And I'm like, And he wasn't really old enough either yet to have like toys that did all that blinking and all those noisy shits. He didn't have all those yet. And our house backed up to a field. So it was pitch black out of his window. There's no light anywhere. I'm like, where are these blinking lights? And they're just steady blinking, twinkling, twinkling, twinkling. So I was like, oh, fuck no. I grab my baby. I run down the steps. Y'all, I get downstairs. The refrigerator door is wide open. The knife I had put back inside the sink is on the floor. The patio door back open and the fucking light to the bathroom is on. And my blanket is on the floor in the living room. No. Grab a baby bag. I grab a bottle out of the fridge. I'm out. I'm in the garage. I'm in the car. I'm like flying out of there. I call my husband. I'm like, yo, something's in the house. Come and get us. He is like, what? Thankfully, he just worked on the base, obviously. So he just a few minutes away. He comes. He calms me down. He's trying to calm me down. He's holding the baby. He's like, tell me what's going on. I'm telling him the whole story. He's looking at me like I have lost all my mind. And I'm like, I swear. I said, it's been the craziest fucking night. Now, mind y'all, all this has transpired in about an hour's time. So, he convinces me to go back to the house. Y'all, we got back in the house. My blanket was back on the couch. The bathroom light off. Refrigerator door closed. Patio door closed. Everything normal. normal. The Criminal Minds one of the episodes is starting to wrap up. Like the little credit things are rolling on the screen. Show's still going. It looks like I had just stood up in the middle of watching television and just walked out. Nothing is out of place. And when I tell y'all, nothing else ever, we lived there another year or more, nothing else to that level of creep happened the entire time that we stayed there. I still do not understand what the fuck that was. I don't know, but it was scary.
What would you do if your child said this? If you're near her high, I usually talk about some pretty scary stuff, but today I'm going to be talking about specifically something my sister has said. Let's get into it. So just for some baseline context, my sister was very imaginative when she was growing up, and that is exactly what my family wrote it off as for years. And before I get a comment that's like, oh, it's very common for children to do this, I don't think so, because this was not a one-time occurrence with just one specific age that she was at. It was like throughout her whole life, she would say stuff like this. This is another key detail. My mom would tuck in my sister every night without fail and give her what we call pats, which is, you know, when my mom would rub my sister's back or give her like pats on the back until she fell asleep every night. And the first time she started saying stuff about what I'm about to tell you was right after the death of my great-grandmother in 2009. My sister did not understand the concept of death or dying. She was like 5. And about a week after the funeral, my sister tells my mom that great-grandma came and visited her at night. My mom immediately was like, what are you talking about? Were you scared? And my sister was like, no, she just gave me pats, that's all. That horrified my mom, but it gets worse. When my sister started sleeping on her own, she had little hammocks full of stuffed animals. And when my mom came in to give her pats one night, she realized that all of the stuffed animals in her room were now like on one side of her bed. My sister would sleep on the other side, and then the stuffed animals would take up literally head to toe the entire other side. And my mom just told her like, hey, I can't get into bed with you because all your friends are here. And my sister was like, yeah, you can like move them, but just make sure to move them back. And mind you, this is a couple years after the whole great-grandma situation. And my mom just asked my sister because there was like 100 stuffed animals on the one side of her bed, a full-size bed. And my sister replies with, I just don't like it when things crawl into bed with me at night. And from that point on, my mom, would sit on the floor for like an hour every night giving my sister pats. And that story gives me just the heebie-jeebies still. Because what was she referring to? And just for some clarity, my sister was a really bubbly child. She never talked about anything scary until that started happening. And I don't know what I would do if my kid said that. Because I myself am scared. I would not be able to handle someone else telling me that they are scared as well. And as a lot of you know, it didn't stop there. And I've made multiple videos about things my sister has seen and stuff like that. But anyways, that's going to do it for me. Stay tuned for more ghost stories.